Hello, I'm Chanel, this is Spirited Stardust, and today I'm looking at the decks that I've used for this week. So we'll start with the tarot. The tarot that I used this week is the Lion Strider Tarot. So this deck is by Ciolo Thompson. The cards, those are the backs. I've got like sort of that almost Rorschach ink blot sort of style, or like you remember you're in kindergarten and you'd put all the paint blobs on one side and then you fold it over and you open it up and make butterflies. That's what it reminds me of. And they're quite shiny. They're not gloss, but they are closer to a gloss than a matte. So this is the deck that I've used this week. Yeah, I'm not sure how, so I've chose this deck because I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just don't, the artwork is not my personal style, and the guidebook's okay. It's quite extensive. I'll read from it later so you can see the sort of entries that the creator has sort of made. Yeah, I don't know, I find it a bit cold for some reason. So I'm not sure how I feel, but we will see how we go. But yeah, so this is the tarot that I've used. I'll go through all the decks and I'll put them all together and read from the guidebooks like I did last time. I think that worked well, but I'll just put this aside for now. So that was the Lion Strider Tarot. I edged mine in a blue. So along with that deck is the one in here. Get it out. So this is the Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Ascanozzi. I heavily modded this deck, super modded. I cut it right down. So they've got gemstones on the back. It was obviously a lot longer and wider, and I just cut it from all angles. I rounded the corners. I edged it in a sort of metallic-y silver purple slash color. This was an experiment. I wouldn't say successful experiment, but I was finding myself not wanting to use it, and by modding it, I don't know if anybody else is like this, it became interesting and new again. And I love small decks. I love sort of pocket-sized decks. It's got the white space. It's got the very clear pictures of real crystals, which I also really enjoy because I don't just like artistic depictions. I actually want to see, what does this crystal look like in real life? It's got the name of the crystal and then it's got like a key word down the bottom. So I do really enjoy that. I do like the phrase. I think it's great. I do like the guidebook. I think that's amazing. So I'll go through that later. These cards are glossy. I'm going to say I'm not a huge fan of gloss personally, but you know, I know in the past, in the old days, that glossy was very popular, thick glossy cards. So yeah, that's the Daily Inspiration crystal cards, Daily Crystal Inspiration cards. The next deck that I chose to work with this week is in here, and we'll open up and go through. Pop it open. So this is the Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny Oracle. Not something that I've used, once again, very often. All of the decks I bought right in the beginning when I started tarot, I just went, like I said, on a frenzy and just bought everything and everything. Borrowed all of my mother's decks. So a lot of the videos you'll see online are not decks that I own. A lot of them are friends and families, because I just wanted to videotape everything and also to play with everything to see, do I want to buy this, do I not? So I didn't spend a lot of time getting to know my decks. I have a video and I'll link it down below, New Deck Who Dis, and that's now what I do with each deck. I have like a what's the word? Just like a setup, a routine, a system that I use whenever I get a new deck into my collection to make sure that I spend the time with it to determine whether or not it's for me. I don't want decks just sitting there unused. That's why I'm literally going through my entire collection right now and playing with them all, dedicating time to them, because I sort of want to do a bit of a cull. I want to curate my collection. So yeah, all these decks that I'm showcasing are ones that I have not worked a lot with. So Anyway, I edged these in a metallic blue. These are the backs. They are a matte satin finish. They've got really beautiful artwork. It's sort of like mixed. I actually don't like the ones that have sort of human beings in them as much, or the ones that are a bit too computer generated. So it is quite varied, the art, and it's got the keyword down the bottom. I love the keywords. Like I said, a lot of the imagery I do love. The guidebook's great. So I want to get, I just don't like the dude blowing in the sky. Maybe that's just me. I'm like, let's get him out. We don't need to see a dude blowing the clouds. But yeah, so this is one that I definitely want to work with, and I am. And I have enjoyed it. Am I going to keep it? I'll let you know at the end. You'll have to watch till the end to know, or just skip ahead. Like, this is a bit too computer for me, personally. But I don't mind. I like that one. I like that one. That's kind of cute. That's all right. It is a mixed bag. I do like that picture, even though it's highly saturated. But yeah, so I have enjoyed it, but we shall see. We shall see how I feel at the end. We'll go through it a bit more later on. The next one that I worked with this week is the When My Soul Whispered Oracle decks. This was originally an indie, and I obviously didn't get it announced mass market, so I don't know what the original is like. This has got the matte gold gilding, which I do enjoy. I think that's lovely. It's pocket size, so yay. It's got a honeycomb backing. It's a bit glossy, so it is a bit slidey and slippy. I think that's what I don't like. I don't like slippy and slidey decks. I find it hard to shuffle too. These have really simple illustrations, sort of like watercolor and line work, which I really like. I like the keywords. I think the guidebook is fantastic. Like I said, I'm going to go through it later. It's got a lot of different elements to it that I haven't normally seen elsewhere. So yeah, I think this deck is very, very sweet. It's definitely a gentle, nurturing deck, personally. That's how I feel about it. So that's the When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck. And then the last one that I used this week, oh, whoops-a-daisy, is the Whispers of the Soul by Susanna Tavares. So these are a satin finish. They are quite thin, to be honest. It's not the best cardstock. I edged mine in like a bright orange, and I love the artwork. I think it's stunning. This is one that I keep going back and forward over. Do I keep it? Do I not? And I'm going to be honest, I did put it in my timeout bin. I actually did, even though I find the artwork stunning and I like the theme of the deck. Galactic Dolphin does freak me out a bit, I'm not gonna lie. And but then I just used it to do my deck interview video. And I don't know, like after I interviewed it, because I didn't do an interview when I first got this deck, because it was before I put that process in place. And then after the interview, I really liked its answers for that. And I was like, did you just save yourself? Am I going to think about keeping you instead of regifting you? I think I am. So I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to add you to this week's weekly deck selection, because I need to deliberate a bit more about whether or not I think you have a place in my collection, in how I work with decks. So that's the Whispers of the Soul card. So before I put them all together, I'll put up a spread that I enjoyed this week. So this is by Emerald Lotus Divination, Listening to Your Physical Body. I did this one because I am dealing with an injury. It was also my moon time. I bleed with a full moon. So I felt like this was a spread that, you know, I should do this week. I thought about doing a spread on video, but I don't know, I just find them so personal. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but yeah, I just find doing a spread and talking through my interpretations of it just very intimate, and I just don't know if I want that level of intimacy with you guys yet. Oh, Sylvie, baby, sorry about my kitty cat. No, darling, I know you want to be a star, but not like this. Not like this. You already are in my eyes. Yeah, I'm like, nah, maybe not at the moment. I might just do it up and just not give my personal interpretations, perhaps just like do the spread with the cards. You know, most people can read tarot who are watching these videos, so they can just put their own meanings in. I don't know, but anyway, this is the spread that I liked. Sweetheart. Okay, I'm back. Little Sylvie wants to play, but she's just gonna have to wait. So these are the cards all together. I think they kind of look sweet. I chose ones that have a lot of white space and had a sort of similar energy to them. So I'll start by reading through the Line Strider's journey, so you can get an idea of how they read in the guidebooks, because I'm someone who loves hearing that stuff while I flip through the cards, so you can have a bit of a peek too. So this is the Page of Pentacles. New beginnings, prosperity, good luck, study, investment, desire, the beginning of long-term success. The Page of Pentacles is a card of beginnings, inspiration, and the nascent stages of a creative project or venture. Pentacles corresponding to earth and prosperity are a good omen for financial or material success in a new venture. The seeds you are sowing, with proper tending, will grow abundant fruit. The Page of Pentacles is a card that urges you to bring your dreams into the material world. With focus and care, your new ventures will prosper. In a reading, the pages often act as messages. You may soon receive a message about financial matters, and you should be sure to open the envelope, even if it's a bill you would rather throw away. This page introduces a financial aspect to whatever else is going on in a reading. A love reading might be telling you all sorts of things about a prospective mate. But if the Page of Pentacles shows up, you can be sure that finances will factor into the relationship before long. Paired with the Wheel of Fortune, you may be seeing some luck in money. And paired with the Chariot, all your hard work will pay off in actual money, not just in bragging rights or a better resume. Reverse, the Page of Pentacles can indicate that something is getting in the way of your ability to manifest your dreams and goals. Perhaps you lack the skills, planning, or support that a project needs, and now is a time to work on that foundation before moving ahead. The earth must be tilled and fertilized before the seeds are planted. Focus on the long-term potential of what you would like to accomplish and lay a solid foundation. Correspondences, numbers 68 and 5. Associated birthdays, December 22nd to December 28. Associated plants, cashew, blue flag, and cinnamon. So that was the Line Strider, an example of the reading with that. Now I will read from this little one here. So this is Whispers of the Soul, and I'll read the universal self. Within you is an unlimited self, the universal self, the one who is connected with the whole cosmos, the multidimensional, the multiverse. The more you progress on the spiritual path, the more you understand your connection with the multidimensional space of which you are a part of, the part of you that is in touch with all that exists, the subtle, the mystery of life. The new era is all about this connection. While being in the material, having the connection to this etheric part of you, being aware of your dimensions and how you can go deeper and express them through your being. This is the beauty of life. Live the wholeness of who you are, expanding your qualities, your strengths, your unique wisdom and experience that you have gained in all your existences. There is so much wisdom within you, sometimes covered with all the duality and illusions of the environment you live in, but that is changing. Little by little, you are able to recognize who you really are and give space to others to recognize themselves. Connect with your universal wisdom. Receive information from your multidimensional self. Be aware of your inner universe. So that one's the Whispers of the Soul. Next, I will be reading from Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny. And this one is blessings, holy spring. In many ancient cultures, it was believed that there were some springs that were holy. Gods and goddesses were thought to reside in or near these special places, and they were revered. Greek mythology is replete with stories of these special places. Many of the Christian hallowed water sources, such as the Chalice Well, were used for sacred purpose long before Christianity rose to prominence. These kinds of springs were thought to be healing waters where blessings were bestowed by mystical beings. The sacred landscape wants you to know. Immense blessings are emerging into your life from those in spirit. Angels, guides, and spirit guardians are watching over you. Angelic intervention is available to you. Be open to the voice of the divine. Messages are all around you. You are protected, you are safe. Have faith that your path is guided. Watch for signs that spiritual beings are present. Profound healing energy is flowing to you in wondrous ways. Refreshing, replenishing energy is filling your life. So that's Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny. Next up, I'm going to read from the When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck. Passion. So I feel like Passion might be one of the chakra cards, which are a little bit different. Yes, it is. So that's a chakra card. Starts with a quote. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. Oriah. Think about your deepest desire and ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice in order to achieve this goal? The greater your passion for an endeavor, the greater the likelihood that you are willing to make the necessary sacrifices to bring it to fruition. Anything that you strive toward will likely require a certain degree of sacrifice. You may need to alter the amount of time you spend with friends for a while, or you may need to get up earlier each morning. All these sacrifices are necessary action steps in cultivating your desires. Whatever your aspirations, be sure that the level of sacrifice is commensurate to the outcome. You do not want to have given up a great deal for little gain. Conversely, you do not want to look back and regret not trying something for the sake of not being willing to concede in some areas. This choice ultimately lies with you. In chasing your passion, you must take a calculated and measured approach. My light, desire, sacrifice, emotion, heartfelt. My shadow, indifference, mediocre, mania, obsession. My sacred words. My heart knows the direction I must take even when my head does not. The chakra association is sacral. So I'll just put that there. I might just do the next card. And then last but not least, we've got the daily crystals with a Lemurian quartz, which says practice patience. Slow down. There's no need to hurry or rush through life. There is enough time for you to do everything that you need to do. Learn to quiet the restless parts of yourself and take one step at a time. There is a difference between being busy and being productive. Make sure you spend your precious time on the things that matter most. Patience is not something you require once and never have to think of again. It is a practice one that must be consciously drawn upon, even when your poise is tested. Go with the peace of nature and trust that everything will happen in due course. A little mindful practice makes the everyday more enjoyable. I'll turn these around, sorry guys. So that you can appreciate life's natural pauses. Core questions. What people or situations test your patience? How can you be more patient in your everyday life? Affirm, I am patient. Today, slow down. Let someone pass in front of you in traffic, or go in front of you at line at the store. So that's all of them together. You've got the World card with serendipity, pleasure, now, and recall your dreams. I enjoyed working with them all together. I think they look lovely. I liked the way they complemented each other. Now, in regards to am I keeping or not keeping, I don't think I'm going to keep the Line Strider. I just don't have enough of a connection to it. I just find it a bit, like I said, for me personally, just sort of cold and dry and too air-like, I guess I would say. So yeah, I just don't find myself, you know, being called to use it. I do like some things about it, but I don't know. I don't love it. So yeah, I think it's going in the purgatory box. I'm not going to make an instant decision, but I'm going to leave it there and see, do I reach for it at all, or have I sort of just forgotten about it and not missed its absence? We'll see. This little dude here, I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to play with it some more. I do really love the artwork. I think it's darling. But yeah, we shall see as time goes on. I need a bit more time with it. Crystals, definitely keeping. I do love them. I love the, I'm going to change it to that one because I think that's pretty. It goes with the blues. Look at all those blues. Lovely. I think it, yeah, I like the guidebook. I like the messages. I like how it sometimes clarifies things, like it breaks it down to a really succinct messages and like sort of affirmations, which I enjoy in a reading. It's very complimentary to a reading. The Denise Lynn, I think we will see. It's definitely not it's not going in the purgatory box. I'm going to keep it out. I'm going to play with it some more to see, do I feel like it adds a lot on its own, not just as a complement to a larger spread. Yeah, I'm going to play with it a bit more. And the When My Soul Whispered, I adore it. I think it's really sweet. I love the nuance of the guidebook, the different facets of it. Yeah, I think it's adorable. So those were these. I'm just thinking, do I do a spread? Yeah, I might do a spread. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm doing a sort of magic month ahead spread. And the first question is, what is an important theme in my month ahead? And I pulled power. The next one is a blessing that will appear this month. And I pulled Archangel Michael and the abundance tree. Where can I look to find magic in my day-to-day? And I pulled divinity in my divinity. What can I do to practice my magic this month? And I got, I'm going to put this up a bit higher. I got Unakite, live in the now. So I should live in the now. And how can I build trust in my intuition? And I pulled Ace of Cups. So that's an example of how I would do a spread with these cards. But I hope you're having a gorgeous morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And as always, stay wild, Star Child.